name's Matt Hughes. I'm the 9-time UFC welterweight champion.
How is it possible that you can win a belt 9 times? I mean, it sounds impossible. It does.
Well, probably the reason I've won nine championships is because I've been around for so long. And times, I mean, it'll be broken. Somebody will get 9 title defenses, and then somebody will get 10 or 12 or 15. I mean, it will happen. I mean, by no means am I the best that's ever out there. Will be out there.
Where do you think you rate in that ladder?
Well, I don't know. That's kind of something I just don't even think about. You know, I'm still concentrating on fighting, and I'm not the guy that looks back on the record books and wants to see where I'm at.
You've always been known to be very humble, a very humble person. Every time I've met you, you have, and a lot of people, I've never really, even your opponents that are about to fight you, really don't quote unquote talk bad about you. How important do you think that is to MMA to have fighters that personify what you personify?
Well, I want to lead by example, so to speak. So I'm very respectful, and I think everybody ought to be that way. But you know, I want to be a good ambassador for my sport. I want people to go out there and watch me fight, and watch the way I talk and what I say, and say, hey, those are intelligent guys that are respectful. And you know, I will let my 10-year-old kid or my 12-year-old kid watch the sport. So I just don't want people to think that we're a bunch of thugs out here, that you know, we can't spell or we can't read or do anything, and just out throwing punches. We're actually, most of us are college graduated athletes that you know, are pretty intelligent. That you know, I just want other people to realize that it's a chess match in the cage, and it's not, you know, 2 guys out there throwing punches.
Can you explain what's going on? They don't seem to understand how much of a chess game it is when you're on that ground.
Well, I'll give you a good example about the ground game. When you go to Japan, the sport's been alive forever. And when it hits the ground, and the place goes quiet. I'm talking the Tokyo Dome that seats 60,000 people. It just goes quiet because they're interested in the technique on the ground. You know, they're not interested in the slugfest and this and that. They want to see technique. You know, it's been over there for such a long time. Right. They can understand that, and they see it. The sport's new in the United States.
Well, question, is that because of pancreation and shotu? I don't know if I pronounced it right.
Shuto.
Is that why they're so apt, because of the other things that were there before MMA?
Yeah, you know, the sport, mixed martial arts, whether it be UFC, Shudo, Pride, pancreation, it's just been alive for so long over there. You know, the fans are very well educated.
Right.
You know, in the United States, they just haven't seen it that long. You know, 12 years.
Chuck had an example once. He said he was over there in Japan. I don't know who it was. One of his friends was fighting. Had the headphones on, and he got excited. He started yelling. He said the whole crowd turned back and looked at him because everything was silent.
You know, I fought in Japan 4 times, and it's very interesting because if you get a big throw or get a good set of punches or something, you hear the oohs and the ahs, but you don't hear people yelling, you know?
No,
like you fight here and the people say, kick his ass, you know, I want to see blood, kick his butt, you know? It's just not like that over
Do you hear that when you're actually fighting?
When I'm fighting, I hear my corner, I hear my opponent, I hear my opponent's corner, I hear the crowd, you know, I'm very interesting, I think, because I even think about, ooh, I bet my corner thinks I'm in a bad situation. I've been like, hey, my wife, she's got to be really flipping out right now, you know.
Really, that all goes through your mind during that time.
You hear everything, and I think everything, you know.
How do you feel when your corner's on the left, you're on the ground on the right next to their corner?
It's a terrible situation. You know, I always tell my fighters that if you get a chance to pick somebody up, slam him in front of my corner, so that way you're close to me, I can converse with you. Your fighter, your opponent, is so far away that he can't hear his corner. Right. They can't see what's going on to give him good advice. So it's very important when the fight hits the ground to be close to your corner, so you can get your instructions from your opponent.
Right. Even you know, as long as you've been training with Pat, I think I'm not sure, but I think I remember fighting the UFC where you were in his corner, and he was by you. The other guy's yelling to him. You told him turn to the left. He seemed to not know which way. I mean, I know Pat always knows, but he seemed to know not what to do at the right time. You said turn left. Fight was over. Yeah. You know,
if you can get right there, you know, me being in the fight in the cage, it's one thing, but you got an extra set of eyeballs outside that can see what's going on and get a better angle on things. Right. So I mean, it's just very important to get your cornerman incorporated in the fight. I fight in a week against Thiago Alves. Very tough striker from American Top Team down in Florida. Up and comer, you know, it's a big fight for me. Right. You know, by no means is this some pushover fight. This guy,
he's a good fighter too.
He just knocked out Carl Parisian, who's never been knocked out in his life.
Right.
So I mean, it's a big fight.
Do you do anything differently now than you did, say, first 3, 4, 5, 6 fights you ever had?
Oh, I do a lot of things different. You live and you learn more from your losses than you do your wins. But you know, I'm getting older now. My body doesn't work the way it used to. You know, I got in the sport when I think I was 25 or 26 years old. So
Right.
I'm 34 right now. So, you know, I train harder. I actually train, I wouldn't say I train harder, I probably would say I train smarter because I figured out my body. And, you know, I just set things up. I get on a timeline and I get things done. You know, I don't go in there and waste my time doing things. I know what to do, when to do it, and I get things done that way.
All right. Can we have a prediction? Will we see you beating 25-year-olds when you're 40-something like Randy?
No, when I'm 47 years old, I hope I'm retired out of this sport and nobody knows who I am. So.
Well, they'll never not know who you are. That's impossible now. You too many records that you've set. How many years was it when you were champion? How many years streak when you were defending the belt?
See, I won it in 01, late 01, and I can forget when I lost it. I don't even keep track.
You had it so long that I don't remember, to be honest with you. I mean, it was
BJ
so
beat me
long.
and had it, you know, it was away from me for about 11 months or something.
Right.
I got it back from beat GSP,
Right.
and then GSP took it from me here, you know, lately. So. This is Matt Hughes, 9-time UFC welterweight champ. You're watching MMANationTV.com.
Thank you very much, man.
You guys have a good day.
Good luck on your fight.
Thank you.